On April On April 1st, 2021, I ditched a career I absolutely hated to better myself and do the things I've always wanted to do. And that included my growing love and obsession with Ireland. I want to learn everything: culture, history, mythology, music, and the language. Which, if I'm being honest, looks really hard to learn, but I'm going to give it the old Smith try. Then, of course, there is my love of pubs and the role that they've played throughout history. And no better example of that than on that beautiful, beleaguered island in the North Atlantic, Ireland. April 1st, 2026, I depart for the Emerald Isle, and for 1 year, I'll hike town by town and conduct interviews with pub owners, pub regulars, historians, town know-it-alls, musicians, and basically anybody that wants to talk to me. If you'd like to support the project and the journey, basic Patreon support is only $3 a month, but just liking a video or subscribing to the channel and following the journey is just as helpful. I'm always looking for volunteers to work as liaisons for the project too, so if you live in Ireland and know people, feel free to hit me up. This is a huge goal and I need all the help I can get. The Smitty Learns Irish Pubcast begins April 26th and will be my life's work. Thank you.
1, 2, 3, 1.
1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Is that when you said blowjob on the radio?
Like 10 times.
I'll tell you the story. I thought I was quitting. I bought 3 microphones, but I didn't pay attention to what I was buying. It's a 3-pack.
3-pack?
Oh, I have 9 microphones. What the hell am I going to do? Interview a baseball team?
I'm tired of your fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? I'm tired of all of this nonsense that I just want no part of anymore. I'm gonna do my own fucking thing. Fuck all of that.
2, 1, action!
What the hell? Everything!
Intro. Can't hear it, but I like it.
Well, I tell you, it sounded good. Oh my fucking goodness!
What's up, bro, Chacho?
We're in a brand new hole.
Yay!
We're in a brand new hole.
It is a beautiful and yours with no roommates.
This fucking place is welcome to the What the Hell Everything podcast, December League. Good.
Hi!
Great
I'm so
friend.
glad to be here. I'm so excited.
Great friend. The breaking in the SmitHole.
I'm so excited. It's been a long time. It's been a while since we've just sat and shot the shit.
I'm just sitting here looking at the OBS feed on this live stream, and
What does that
I'm
mean?
just picking apart the aesthetic of this fucking room. I'm like, everything's crooked. I'm gonna have to move everything around. I'm just.
It's fine. Here, I'll scoot.
This fucking aesthetic.
I'm gonna scoot
No.
over a little bit.
You're fine. I'm just looking at like. God,
there's a big space.
I just suck at measuring. Is what really.
It's fine.
is the
It's
fucking-
fine. It's totally fine. Oh, shit.
Don't knock that over.
I didn't. Stop yelling at me. I did not come here for your verbal abuse, bro. See,
you
look.
earned that abuse by not knowing where to sit.
Shut up. You're the one that set the chairs up, motherfucker.
Yeah, man,
Okay.
I'm in the new digs. It is, man, the first words of 2024, man.
Thank God it's 2024.
Honestly, I feel like I've said a million fucking words already since it turned midnight.
It's
I
fine.
just feel like it just feels like I'm just talking and talking and talking and talking.
Well, you did
Forever.
work. You did probably expound a lot of words this morning trying to get stuff moved.
Getting
And
stuff moved, and then as soon as I walked in the house last night, it was the last night staying at the parents'.
right.
Josh and Melissa's kids were over there.
Right.
You know, 'cause
How old are they?
I would say Lily is probably 3.
Okay, that's a fun age.
She's awesome. She's super cool. Logan is probably 6 or 7.
Okay.
And then Calvin is 20. Oh, he turned 10, so he's 11.
Okay. Okay.
And they were over, but as soon as I walked in, I was like, "Oh man, I forgot they were over there." And I was like, "Oh, I got all sorts of shit to do. I got this laundry to do. I got fucking this to do, and I got to get this fucking packed." And I walked in, and it was like, "Happy New Year, Uncle Nate!" Woo! And I was like, "Oh, Jesus."
You ain't getting shit done, bro.
I know.
That's fine.
But I did. I got stuff done.
Right.
Yeah, no. But the point is, it's just it has been go. I got like probably 5 hours sleep last night, but it has been go, fucking go. All day.
Yeah. So my prediction is this next week, when you get out of work, you're gonna come home and you're just gonna die.
After I get out of work for the next week of work, because I have
Yes.
tomorrow off.
Right. Yes.
So after I get off for the next week,
You're gonna just sleep and
think
sleep
so.
and sleep and sleep. Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm gonna because I was like, it might happen tomorrow, but I have way too much stuff to do.
Right. And that's
Because I
it.
put off like an asshole all the fucking things you need to
Shocking.
do. Like every fucking time I ever do anything,
I'm
I just put it off.
surprised.
Shut the fuck up. I'm trying to tell you all the things I forgot this summer. I missed my fucking my extension of my plates on my birthday, because like I always do every year. You would think after driving for 32 fucking years that you would remember to, you gotta
No.
do that. But it's always Christmas. You're always
Right.
broke. You're always doing shit.
Right.
You're like, I don't got fucking time for that. Anyway, what else do I have to do? Fucking change my address.
Yeah.
Get my P.O. box set up, because I'm in a downtown apartment now and I have to get a fucking P.O. box set up. And I feel so helpless. I don't know how to do anything.
Oh, man. Look at you being an adult. Proud of you.
I didn't get my fucking trash service set up yet.
Oh, yeah, that's a
But I
big one.
got, like, not here in this community of
Right.
Northern Michigan, they have just the big green bags. And they're like prepay bags.
Oh.
So you just put a couple bags in there and then fucking put it out front and you're good to go. I think.
That's cool. They do that
But
in my
I gotta
neighborhood.
but I do have to get the trash service, but I do have one of those.
Right. Okay. That's okay. That's fine. Because you're going to
What
have a
else did I
fuck
forget?
ton of trash as you're unpacking stuff.
There's still so much like things I have to buy because honestly, here's how it went, like moving. So many things I got rid of on the last move.
Right.
And the previous move where I lived with my brother.
Right.
So when I moved into this place, and honestly, I bet you there's twice the fucking space if you include,
This place is a lot
if you
bigger.
include the ceiling.
Right.
Right?
Right. Yeah, it's awesome.
There's so much room for activities.
Right. Yeah.
In this fucking place.
Yeah. It's super nice. But I feel this is even bigger than when you lived with Levi. This place, square footage wise, it looks bigger anyway. Maybe because it's
I think the ceiling really
spread
I bet
out.
you they're 12-foot ceilings.
Yeah.
10 foot at least.
dude. Next year you can have a giant fucking Christmas tree.
Right in that middle between
Yes.
the storefront windows.
Yes.
I say storefront. I live right above a storefront,
Yes.
so it's like there's two
Yeah.
windows out of the living room, and
Or you could put it in the corner so when people look in that window, they see the.
They're 82-inch windows, and the only reason I know that is because I've had to measure them 13 million times because I fucking can never remember to write it down.
Shocked. I'm shook.
82-inch windows, they're really big. Luckily, I had these fucking, I had those like brown suede, long
They're kind of like blackout
drapes,
curtain
kinda
type
like
of thing.
blackout
Yeah.
curtains type thing. Those fit those fucking windows perfectly out there.
Right. Right.
Man. Then I had the debacle where I was getting curtain rods for those things where I didn't measure well, and I didn't measure.
You
That
didn't
was the
measure.
problem. I was like, those look like they'll fit. Brought them home, fucking shit. The windows are so narrow.
Yeah.
They're like 27 inches, I want to say. And I was like,
You sure? Did you write that down somewhere?
nope. I did measure it, no, but I didn't write it down.
Oh, I'm
So when
just
I went to buy the
checking.
windows, I was
Asking
like,
for a
I
friend.
don't remember, I just fucking, those look like they'll fucking work. I did one of those measurements. That's what it was. It was one of these measurements where you go to things and you're like, it's about like that.
Perfect.
I can remember that. That's measured.
Perfect.
So I got those fucking curtain rods, and I was like, oh, well, they're too fucking long. They're not going to work.
Right.
So I go back to wherever it was. I think it was Target. Now I have a bunch of curtain rods to take back because the ones I did buy were the screw-in kind. You know, because before they were the tension spring
Right.
tension rods. Where
Right.
You can put it to a certain length and then you pull it in like the Hulk and then you place it in and fucking that's what it felt like, the Hulk. I was like,
We need to get you into the gym, bro.
that's what it felt like. Clearly I'm working out. I was fucking feeling like that. But I got the screw-in kind. And I put the curtains up, and I installed one, and I put the curtain up, and I go to pull the curtain, it goes, it fucking disintegrates. I was like, God fucking damn it.
I'm sorry I missed that.
I ended up getting fucking, I ended up having to order on Amazon because they nowhere had tension spring rods that would work
Right. Yeah.
in my windows that were short enough.
Right.
I had to go on Amazon.
Yeah. Well,
Tried to shop local. Everybody fucking says shop local. But
I'm
then nobody
trying.
fucking local
I'm
has
out
the
here
shit.
trying.
You gotta go to fucking Amazon. That's what it is. Anyway,
Happy New Year, friends.
happy fucking New Year to
Happy
ya.
New Year, everybody.
Honestly, I am in such a good fucking mood.
I can see why. I would, yeah.
Such a good mood. I fucking started giggling the other night. I was out in the garage. It was like my last night out in the garage. That's where I go to smoke because obviously I don't smoke at my parents' house. Weed, I'm talking about.
Right.
And quite honestly, it is my wind down time.
Yep.
When I go home, when I get up in the morning, my dad is up.
Right.
My dad is up playing music and he wants to have conversations and things.
And you're like, nope.
Okay. I'm trying to remember what he was listening to the other morning, and I felt like an asshole because he I probably was an asshole. Probably was.
Go with your gut on that.
No, it was some fucking old Dean Martin type shit. Sometimes I like that stuff. Right now, it was not the fucking time.
Right.
What my dad will do, my dad gets up at 4:30 and he gets his sports in and CNN in and news. And
He gets all of it in. Right.
And when I get up, I just like to sit with my coffee and watch CNN.
Right.
Not even watch it. That's my background.
Right.
That's kind of my routine.
Right.
On my phone, fucking things
Right.
like that.
Right.
I was just sitting there listening to whatever fucking old-timey shit that he was listening to. And I was just like, can we fucking, like, watch fucking sports or something in this fucking place? But there's always some, my dad's up. I get home at fucking 11:30, 12 o'clock. And,
Right.
like, my mom's still up. And it's like,
Go the fuck to sleep.
I love them. I really do. Go to fucking sleep. You're old. You're supposed to fucking go to sleep. Well, my mom even admitted the other day, she's like, sometimes I had to stay up late out of spite because my dad will be like, why does she fucking stay up so late? She's retired. She ain't got shit to do. Fucking, yeah.
So the apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
No.
No.
Because I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt that
You would do the same thing?
no, I have honestly, it has been so insightful to see and witness
What you have coming down the road?
what I have coming down the road.
Yeah.
Because I completely recognize all of the things in myself, in my mom, in my dad,
Isn't
why
it
I act the way I...
crazy?
It's fucking nuts. And you, honestly, you lived with your mom
Yeah.
for some time.
Yeah. Yep.
And-
And I still have my aunt with us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think if you don't do that necessarily, that is really one of the very like fortunate things I think that happens when you end up living with a parent as an older adult. Because I hate it because it makes me feel like shit that I'm an adult living with my parents.
Sure.
I love it because you can really connect with your parents again in a way that you really maybe didn't before when you were younger because there's the age gap and there being a parent and things, you know.
Right.
But now, I'd never fucking smoked weed with my dad in my fucking life.
Right.
And I never really thought I would.
Right. Right.
But
And
I have, and it's been some of the most, like, honestly, quite insightful and, like, deep conversations with my dad that I've ever had.
I'm so, and hearing things like that makes me so happy for people in that situation because it is, I've had my dad in 2005 just passed away of a massive heart attack out of the blue.
Wow.
Like just, he was at work, he dropped dead. I got a phone call and that's all she wrote.
Yeah.
And he, growing up, my dad
Lucky
was,
bastard.
I know, right? Right, exactly.
All I can think of is the grumpy old men line.
Yeah,
Lucky bastard.
Right, exactly. Exactly. And then I had my mom who had cancer, and so I had to walk with her through that whole thing. And you know,
it's the same experience, but in two completely fucking different ways.
It is. And, you know, people have asked me, they're like, well, you know, which is harder? And I'm like, they're both hard. There's no, you can't compare it. But I am so fortunate because at Thanksgiving, at Christmases, you know, we would always just sit and talk and pull out pictures. And, you know, I was able to ask questions. And I was talking with my aunt the other day at the kitchen table. I found out I had a distant relative who literally ran away and traveled with the circus.
Shut the fuck up. Was she a carny?
Yes, she was. Yes.
Like, what kind of carny?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't know? How
It was
did you
like,
not
it was,
research that
it was,
immediately?
I just found out about it. So, but
Really?
yeah, no, she got up and ran away with the circus and she was literally a carny.
What's your fucking biggest, like, what's your carny fantasy? Not like that. Not like that. I don't want to know what you're thinking
Because I ain't
about
telling
with the fucking goat woman. Whatever. But I'm saying when I say carny fantasy, I don't know. What's the best way to fucking describe that? It's like
So,
that
like-
feeling of wanting to go do something different and out there and fucking weird.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Do you want to be a weirdo?
Yes.
Or
yes.
Do you is that, or do you feel comfortable amongst outcasts, or do you want to be a weirdo?
No, I'm already a weirdo. Like I'm all about.
Right, I know you are, but I'm
Right.
saying, like, from that point of view,
Yeah.
What was her perspective?
Sure.
Yeah.
Right. And right. Exactly. And it's yeah.
Did you want to be amongst the outcast, or did you want to,
Right.
go see things, and that's what you kind of happenstance?
Right. Right. Yeah. No, those are all great, valid questions. I have no idea, but for me personally, I'm like, fuck, let your freak flag fly. Like, I want to be surrounded by people who aren't scared to be who they are.
Yeah.
And what they are.
Yeah.
Because I don't have a lot of respect for people who play, oh, hey, I'm this way in public. I'm this way at home. I'm this way. I'm like, what you see is what you get. I'm too tired. I feel like that's the theme of my 2023. I'm too fucking tired.
Honestly, that was, looking back, that's what it was because we talked a little bit before we went on, and it was like, just fucking pure exhaustion.
Yeah.
Pure fucking exhaustion. It really was, just like this whole fucking year mentally.
Yeah.
And fucking physically, because I got the shit kicked out of me at work most of the time.
Right.
I feel like I can make myself sound better now out of this fucking thing. I feel
there
like,
you go.
There
you go.
There we go. Anyway, the point of the story is that exhaustion was the real fucking key word.
Yeah.
Mental and physical, where it was just like, I was doing work and doing content and things like that, but it was just like, I didn't feel like I was doing a lot.
Right.
I was feeling like shit because of just what my situation was.
Yeah.
I knew I was pulling myself out of it, but I didn't know when I was going to get out of it.
Right.
And I'm just like, what the fuck is it? Was just like a constant what the fuck.
And it feels like it's almost like a permanent limbo.
Yeah.
I guess, for lack of better words, you know what I mean? Like that, the in between and that permanent. Right. And for prolonged times, that in between is fucking exhausting because you know where you were, you know where you want to go, but that in between of getting from point A to point B, right, especially when you have things that just, like my mom getting sick, that put my whole life, everything, on a screeching halt, like brakes. This is my focus. This is what I have to focus on. And I thought naively that focus would be, okay, she's passed. I'm so sorry. I had to clean out a place. I had to move my aunt in with us. I had to put stuff in storage. I had to try to sell this. I had to try to settle accounts. I had to put a car in I had and by the time I was done, I'm like, it's a whirlwind. So if there's anybody out there that needs help with these end of life things, please hit me up. I want to help you.
I don't even think of that because I haven't it's fucked up to say. It's not fucked up to say, but I haven't lost anybody close. I haven't lost parents. I've lost grandparents. Somebody else dealt with that financially. Organize those things.
It is, and unless somebody has all of their stuff in order, which I am going to do for my son wholeheartedly because I don't ever want to put him through those things. So I want to make sure I have everything in order for him so he doesn't have to do and live through what I had to do, which I think is an important gift, I guess, for lack of better words, is just, or passing on of knowledge is that. But yeah, it's crazy. And it's the little things, we still have not gotten a change of address for my aunt. From her place to mine, I go to try to change the address and they're like, you need to come in. I'm like,
What do you mean come into where?
right, exactly. They're like, you need to come into the post office. You have to have an ID, some mail. I'm like, we would have mail, but you keep, like, we've changed addresses physically with all of like her doctors and stuff like that. They send us stuff, but the post office marks it as that's not her address and kicks it back. I'm just like,
Why do you even have these people?
I can't. So if there's anybody in the U.S. Post Office that can help me out, please. I'm here and I need help. I'm tired.
Like, I'm not debating who is and who is not watching this podcast or listening to this podcast.
Right.
But I'm certain, unless my Aunt Julie used to work for the post office,
Well,
so
I'm
she
just
could be checking
I'm
out.
just throwing it out in the universe. Maybe somebody shares this with somebody and somebody from the post office. I don't know. I believe in if you put it out there.
It's such a thing, but like nobody ever really talks about those
No.
fucking like end of life things. Just
No.
the fucking, it's just got to be so. Like I put into just context moving into this place.
Right. Sure.
Like
There's
just
so much.
The decision to get the place happened within probably last 3 days, 4 days, probably.
Right.
I'm gonna get it.
Right.
Let's do it. Yeah. Are you sure? I'm gonna
Yep.
sign the lease. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Boom. Let's do it. But then there's all sorts of shit. So in context, that's a lot of fucking work.
Right.
And that's super stressful.
Right.
But you add on to just a fucking tragedy
Right.
on top of
Yeah.
it, and then way more shit.
Right.
It's
Yeah.
just got to be a mountain of fucking stress.
And it's like I said, and it's just the little things that you don't think of. I saw, and I appreciate it on TikTok. There's these two sisters, and they did a series of things they're confessing to the mother that they didn't know after she died. And and God bless them. They are just laughing their asses off and having a good time. They're like, Mom, we didn't know that we had to change the car into our name. We didn't know we had to get our own health insurance. We didn't know we had to file your taxes. And they're just, but they're laughing and they're having a good time about it and joking about it. And I'm just like, yep, yeah. That's good. That's good. Making something out of something, making something fun and informative, kind of, out of something that would be viewed as a tragedy.
I just think it's a good way to keep things in context, and I just
Absolutely.
I just think so many people. Again, I haven't lost anybody super close, so it's hard to put myself in those situations. But it's hard for me to dissociate and just kind of remove. Even though I feel the grief of deaths and things like that, but shortly afterwards, I'm usually like kind of out of it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I forgot my whole fucking
No,
point
it's
again.
but there is, like you said, there is a bunch of stuff that not only goes with, caretaking at end of life, but then after end of life, there's a whole other dump load of problems if people don't have their stuff handled and written out ahead of time. So, yeah, I'm glad that's over with.
Think fuck.
Right. Yeah. Fuck off 2023. I'm over it. I saw a meme on somewhere and I posted it and it said, the first rule of 2024 is we don't ever speak of 2023. And it's Brad Pitt from his Fight Club thing. I'm like, yeah, we're not going to talk about this.
It's been rough.
Ever again. We're over it.
Is it weird that we fucking just put everything into like a term of 365 days? Because nothing is different.
I don't think so. I think.
But I purposefully, I just contradicted myself because I purposefully got this apartment in a few days, like I said.
Right.
And I just gradually moved in. My
Right.
coworker Josh was like, "Well, you're paying rent, motherfucker. Why don't you go bring your bed over there and fucking sleep?" Because I'm fucking waiting.
Right.
Getting the
I'm
shit-
try to do this right. Yeah.
I'm trying to just do it a little bit at a time. I don't want to stress the cat out with a bunch of fucking shit.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And I just like doing it that way. And
Right.
then all of a sudden, it's 2024. I'm in a brand new fucking place
And here
with
you
a
are.
brand new vibe.
Here you are.
So,
Here you are. I love it. I'm so excited for you. This is going to be great. This is going to be fantastic.
Do you have New Year's resolutions?
I don't do resolutions.
I don't really. I don't think.
I don't. I have each year. I like thoughtfully try to think of like a word for the year that I try to keep in my head.
A word that's not fuck.
Right. Yeah. Or yeah, a word that's not fuck. So I feel like my word this year, because like I said, last year my mom got sick. I had to take care of her. Then she passed away. And I listened to all the regrets she had. I wish I would have seen this person. I wish I would have done this. I'm not gonna. So my word for this year is experience. I want to experience everything I possibly can. Things I've never experienced.
I love that.
Yeah. So like for my 50th birthday, which will be not this December, next December.
Wait a minute. How old are you?
I'm 48.
Oh, me too.
I know.
Fucking A.
I
Drink
know.
to that. We just had birthdays, but when was your birthday?
The 18th.
28th.
Yeah, I know.
We were both a day late. We were both a day belated of wishing each other happy birthday.
It's good. It's what we do. It's how we are. Anyway, so like that's my thing is, I am all about experiences now. So like this coming summer, I booked concert tickets all over the United States. We got a brand new camper.
Booked them already?
Booked them, bought them. I'm gonna go see.
Love that.
I know, right? I'm gonna go. I'm going. I'm going. And so Ram and I we got the tickets for all the things. We have our camper now, so we're gonna start like pulling our camper to. We're gonna go to Columbus. We're gonna go to Wisconsin and see some concerts. And so yeah, I
love that you booked them already.
Yeah. In fact,
never do
tomorrow
that.
I have to book the campground, so
Give me a second.
it's fine.
We're gonna do something on the fly here. I'm gonna see if this works. Okay, keep talking.
It was driving you nuts, though. I could tell.
I fucking hate the sound of it. I hate the fucking sound of it.
But I feel like, though, it's just because of your upbringing, I guess, for lack of better words.
What do you mean?
Your upbringing in the radio industry, and so it's fine. Ooh.
It's right up. Oh my God, that's way better.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's right up there with Dead Air.
Yeah.
Where I'm like, fucking stop.
Yeah.
It's just murdering my soul when I fucking can't hear myself correctly. That's better.
Yeah, that's a lot better. Actually, that's crazy.
Man, what the dumb part is that I had in a box with Sharpie on it that said, "Is this fucked?" And I was like, "Oh, I guess so."
Yep. Yes,
Note
it
to
is.
self, get rid of this fucking microphone.
Noted.
What were we talking about again?
So we were talking about, like, you asked me if I had a resolution.
Oh, yeah.
I said no. I said I try to do words. And so my word for this 2024 is experience. I want to experience as much as possible.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I don't ever have a resolution. Mine, well, it is. I do. But it is always just like, I want to get better. It's just everything. That's my resolution every single year is just to get better than I was fucking last year. If I can do that, I'm a happy fucking guy.
Right. Yeah.
Just at everything.
Right. How would you measure that? How is that measurable to you?
Fuck, I don't know.
Okay. I'm just asking.
No, I know. But I don't know. I don't know.
All right, well, think about it.
How would I measure it?
So, okay.
From a podcast perspective, it's evident in numbers, which was better than last year.
Right.
If I can do, even though I started smoking again, the way I handle stress.
Okay.
Like there was not one time I blew up in anger at anybody this year. And, well, that's not necessarily true, but it's fucking pretty close to true.
But not as much as you did in 2022.
I bet you.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. In some ways, it was less. I didn't get better.
Okay.
In some ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, that's not necessarily the best way. I'm thinking of this year, just how much Cadillac sucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And just how much I let it bother me.
Yeah. So I feel like in letting things go, maybe would be something that you were not necessarily better at in 2023, or were you better at it than you were in 2022 of letting
letting it go?
Just
Ooh.
I love your face when you drink whiskey or bourbon. You're like, I'm not expecting that. I'm like, are you fucking serious? You know what you just poured in your glass, right?
Yes, I just know what I poured in my glass. It's fucking lovely, though.
It smells good. It smells delicious.
My first Tealings, which is not necessarily true. I think I got the same thing in an Irish pub when I was downstate with Tim and Ryan. With Tim and Ryan downstate.
Ooh, that's Irish
Tealings
whiskey.
small batch. Tealings. Oh, man.
Let me see that bottle.
I didn't put my cork on. I think I spilled it. Fucking idiot.
Way to go, moron. It's fine.
It's lovely. What are we talking about?
Oh, getting better.
Getting better. No, but it just felt like I was just regressing.
Right.
You know what I mean?
When you moved to Cadillac or when you moved back?
When I moved to Cadillac,
okay.
It felt like I was just like, it felt like a downgrade. It felt like a life downgrade from a vibe standpoint.
Right. I get that.
I don't know any other way to put it.
No, I get it.
You know
I understand that. Yeah.
It wasn't a shitty place necessarily.
No.
I'm not saying there were bugs. But I'm saying there were bugs. I'm saying while we were doing a fucking live podcast, people came walking out that were working on fucking whatever the fuck they were working on for the plumbing in the other room that goes into my apartment with a dead fucking possum on a stick.
It was so good. I wish we would have had a camera that would have been internet gold.
We weren't actually live, were we?
No,
because
we
were
put
that motherfucker in front of the camera. We were about to go live, I think.
We were getting comfy and figuring it out.
So just things like that, you know. It was just like dark and fucking no light.
Yeah, because it was a basement apartment.
It was a dungeon.
Yeah, and it had low ceilings, and this is the total opposite of that.
I can do yoga now. Like honestly, you walked in and you saw that motherfucking living room.
It's huge.
Which I don't have. I'll do a little tour for
once
it on the podcast.
Get all set up, yeah.
And probably this week sometime I'm going to do a podcast probably Friday. I already did like a before.
Okay.
Little video tour.
Good.
So we'll do a little video tour now. But seriously, when you walked in, honestly, that when I said it was a kiddie haven for activities out there in that living room.
It is a kiddie haven for activities.
Did you see that fucking cat jungle gym I put together?
Does
like
he
a
like
boss?
it?
He's been too scared to get up on it. We just came in today, and he just goes and hides right away because he's totally terrified of being in that place.
Right.
And but he's done way better
than
he's done in other places. He's showing growth already in 2024.
Proud of you, Lemmy.
Proud of you, Lemmy. But yeah, he has not, because I picked him up a couple times and I put him on it, and he's like, I don't like being up here. It's
all right,
weird.
fuck this. I gotta go.
Yeah. Once he figured, he's getting ballsy though, because he came out and fucked around a couple times. He tried to fuck around and get in that room, that little storage closet there. But then he just goes and hides, and you gotta really think ahead with him. And be like, what do I gotta block off?
Right. Sure.
So that he's not going to get into some shit.
Right.
And just hide in there for fucking 2-3 days. What do I got to block off? You really got to force him to not force him.
But you have to cut off his avenues of escape.
Exactly. You lessen his options, and he'll
I feel you, Lemmy.
Yeah.
I feel you. Us going out last night was a miracle.
Did you get shit-faced last night?
No, I didn't. I was set out. Like, I was hell-bent to get shit-faced, and I was like, there's so many people, I just want to go home. It started out cool. We went to Union Street, sat there for a little bit, and then it was just like, all of a sudden, I'm drinking my drink, I'm looking up, I'm like, oh my God, I'm surrounded by people and strangers.
Honestly, there's 10,000 probably people at this fucking thing in
my
Traverse,
gosh.
the Cherry T-Ball Drop in Traverse City, Michigan.
Yeah.
I went there several years, and yeah, I'm not down for it anymore.
No.
I don't know if it's just, I just don't feel like being down in the cold, hanging out with all those fucking people. If I was there with like, I don't know, if I had a girlfriend or a wife and they wanted to go, that might be different.
Right.
But it's not. So I ain't fucking going.
Right. Yeah. No, it was cool for a little bit. And then we left and we went to a couple other places, and like we were at each place like less than 5 minutes. I'm like, I gotta go. I gotta go. Like, I'm standing here, I'm sweating, there's people in my face. I gotta go.
Yeah, my ass worked.
Yeah. But you were busy though. You had to be busy. Like,
fucking slamming.
Good.
Yeah, we were slamming.
That's
we had
awesome.
a great weekend.
That's awesome.
Yeah, because it was, I made good money.
Right.
It was busy. Everybody was, almost everybody was really cool.
Right.
You know?
I do.
But it was, I don't know. It wasn't a record night or anything, but it was, I think we did 300 people on a Saturday.
Perfect. That's perfect.
We only have 5 servers. It's a small restaurant for the most part.
Right.
So
that's good though, because that enables a not super fast turnover, but a fast enough turnover that
it's fast enough where people aren't waiting.
Right.
And it's slow enough to still enjoy.
Right. And to like actually do your job.
You're not just fucking,
Right. And to do your job as well, to make your money of, trying to talk to the people, see what they need, what they like, and da-da-da.
Do you find it difficult because you don't necessarily do front of the house stuff anymore?
No.
You stay in the back where you don't got to deal with
Exactly, yeah. There's a reason for that.
Right. But there's a real balance between like when, especially if you're busy, bullshitting too much.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
People.
Yeah. With your tables. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a fine line. I used to work at a real busy restaurant on the east side of Traverse City, PGO's. I love that place. And you had to have a balance of that because you got people waiting. Like, people are waiting outside. And look, I would love to sit and chat with you right now, but I can't. We're on a 45-minute wait. So here's your food. Here's a couple drinks and stuff, but I can't sit here and entertain you and bullshit with you. You know what I mean? And that's something sometimes you just have to be, I don't know, abrupt about, maybe, for lack of better words.
I'm pretty good at doing the whole
you have to be
away thing while you're talking. You're like, okay, hey, whatever. Finish the conversation. They can sense you're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
got pretty good at that.
Yeah. But I mean, I loved it. I really, especially there, because it's such a part of that community out on, east side of Traverse City. It's such like a focal point of community that I still...
When you say east side of Traverse City, you make it sound like it's in fucking town. It ain't town. It's like in the fucking woods. It's called the Arbutus Triangle.
On maps, they call it the Devil's Elbow.
Yeah, it's fucking for real. I drove a cab in Traverse City for fucking 3 years, okay? It sucks up. That's why we call it the Arbutus Triangle, because it sucks up fucking cab drivers and pizza guys.
I love it.
It's just this small chain of lakes. Arbutus Lake, Spider Lake, all this fucking
Chandler,
shit. And all these shitty fucking roads weaving
They're
in and
great.
around.
They keep the riffraff out.
The Spider Lake, the must have also got the name from fucking the way the roads fucking weave around like a web. And you're like, good fucking luck finding anything in that motherfucker.
I love it.
No, that's fantastic. But it's just like, it ain't the east side of Traverse City.
It
made
is,
it
though.
sound like it was fucking...
It's East Bay Township. It is literally the east side of Traverse City. It's East
woods.
Bay.
You're out of town. It's not the same thing.
I still have a Traverse City zip code and address, fucker. How is it not the same?
Yeah, I did too, and I lived in fucking Grawn.
You lived in Grawn. I don't live in Grawn. I live in Traverse City on the east side of Traverse City.
I lived in Grawn. It wasn't Traverse City. I don't have east side of Traverse.
I don't have a Grawn address. I have a Traverse.
I didn't have a Grawn address. I had a Traverse City address.
Right,
but I was close to Grawn. But I wasn't on the east side of Traverse. I was in Chum's Corners.
You're at Chum's Corners. It's different.
You're in the Arbutus Triangle. Okay. Don't call it the east side of Traverse. Just the things we choose to get all petty about. fuck off with your explanation.
Okay. If it makes you feel better, I live in the devil's elbow, fucker.
I like the Arbutus triangle better. I also like this microphone way better.
It sounds a lot better. Sounds
Yeah,
great.
I need all the help I can get.
Okay, so what are your intentions besides just getting better in 2024? Do you have like one thing that you really want to laser focus in on? Ooh.
I mean, yeah, really. I mean, it's just the laser focus is around the content.
Right. Absolutely.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? As a whole.
Right. Because now
It really
you can
is.
now you can
Because-
really dig in and do it.
Because quite honestly, one of the things that I told myself and that I felt 100% when I left the radio station is just like I wanted to keep the creativity that I was
Right.
using, and
Yeah.
one of the things I wanted to keep embracing and keep practicing and keep doing,
Sure.
and that fucking falls by the wayside when you're feeling
Yeah.
like shit, man.
Yeah.
It falls by the wayside when you're not
Yes, it
doing that
does.
shit, you know? And it's just like, so that
Right.
is a big fucking laser focus for me.
Okay. Good.
And I've already felt it just sitting in here.
Yeah,
You know,
I
had a night, fucking my first, it wasn't my first night, but I came and I had everything set up for the most part. I had my desk and I just
Right.
sat here. I smoked a fucking bowl. I ordered a pizza from across the street that I just walked outside and fucking got my pie and walked back.
not only do you have a pizza joint across the street, you also have a candy store.
Candy store across the street and the weed store.
Yeah.
Half block down.
Perfect. Why? You don't ever have to leave your house.
Weed, pizza, candy.
Yeah.
Gas station across the street too.
Yeah.
Which I'm really stoked about. I'm glad I have another neighborhood gas station after fucking Northland, Kalkaska, just fucking
Yeah.
the worst.
Yeah.
I've never.
good.
No.
No.
Actually, I posted about it on my personal Facebook page because I was just like, I want to talk shit about these motherfuckers.
Is it the eye contact thing you were talking about?
Yeah. No eye contact. It's the place I go in. I don't go to I don't have a favorite gas station.
Sure.
Okay.
Right.
I go to which gas station is
Closest to your
the
house?
easiest to based on my route.
Right.
Where I'm going to go.
Right.
If I am going to turn right onto a certain road, I'll go into this gas station. I don't go to my
Right.
pick one gas station down the road that I'm going to turn left out of and then come
Right.
back and then go turn left again when I
That
can
makes
just
sense.
go right into the gas station, right out, and fucking you're gone.
Absolutely.
Point of the story is that this particular gas station, every time I go into it, it's not everybody, mind you,
Right.
because there is at least one or two people in there
Right.
that are halfway pleasant.
Right.
And they'll
Right.
say, hey, how's it going? And they'll,
Right.
You don't have to be Miss fucking Chatty or Mr. fucking Chatty.
No.
I'm not looking for fucking fake
No.
enthusiasm.
But just like, hey,
or
how
anything.
are you would be
Recognizing your fucking presence would be a big fucking huge bonus.
If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't pay your paycheck.
But every time you go in there, it's just, and it's one of those where you go into a place, there's one person working, there's a line of people waiting at the
Right.
counter for the gas station, and one person's over here behind the counter doing something, one's over here doing something.
Right.
They're probably doing something productive
Right.
that they're supposed to be doing at the time. Or they could be avoiding customers. I'm not
I
saying
mean-
that, but I could be saying that.
I may or may not have done that.
Of course you have. Of
I'm
course.
like,
But here's the thing, and I probably have too.
Uh-huh.
But the thing is like when that is such a fucking prevalent thing in a workplace,
Yeah.
where it just becomes that's the
Yeah.
norm and everybody's fucking doing it.
Then you got a big problem.
Then you got people just not literally ignoring you, but mostly ignoring
Right.
you. You walk up to a fucking register and you just wait for some sort of I'm ready for you now.
Right. Yeah.
You have to tell me you're ready for me
Right.
because I don't know what you're doing when you're
Right.
looking down. I don't
Right.
want to interrupt you.
Right.
You got to tell me you're ready.
Right. Are you counting
So I'm
money?
sitting
'Cause
here
I don't wanna
fucking
fuck that
waiting.
up. Right. Yeah.
look up at me or something. And finally, fucking, you just look up. I'm like, I would like this or whatever. But on fucking Christmas Day, I fucking walk into Northland gas station. And there's literally 3 people behind the register.
Right.
And I'm like, I walk up there. One chick's on her phone.
Right. Probably pissed
Other
off that
chick-
she had to work Christmas Day, which
No
I
shit.
don't blame her.
I don't necessarily blame you either, but I worked Christmas Eve, goddammit.
Right.
Until fucking 10:30 at night. I don't know what to fucking tell you.
Right, exactly.
You know
This
what
is
I
what
mean?
you
And
get
I was
when you work.
pleasant as fuck when I did it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But the other chick was yapping to the other fucking dipshit at the register. And I go stand in front of the chick on her phone. And I don't know how long I was standing there for. Enough to get pretty fucking pissed off. And it probably wasn't any more than like 5 seconds.
Right, yeah.
So I'm like, all right, well, I fucking sidestepped over to the next fucking register where they were yapping, and I stood there for maybe 10 seconds. And they were still yapping. And I just fucking moved over to the left one, and the fucking chick on her phone is finally just like, yes. And I was like, oh, I'll get this and that. And I'm like, I made sure I gave a very sarcastic slide. Merry Christmas, have a great day, as I was fucking leaving. Jesus fucking Christ, man. I don't understand it. I don't fucking understand it one single bit.
No.
Is it every time you talk about these things, somebody always inevitably will say something to the effect of, it just ain't like it used to be, and fucking blah, 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 blah. People ain't raised right and all that shit. And that can't be the fucking true fucking way that it goes. It can't be just that.
No, I don't think it is just that. I
think it's management mostly.
Right. And I feel that, sometimes people are hired just to fill a need. Oh, you're a body. You'll do.
I mean, that's true. So, and again, I think management has a lot to do with it, because that's where the fucking toxicity comes in, where everybody's acting the same way.
Yep.
You got 3 people sitting there on Christmas Day. First of all, why is there 3 people working on Christmas Day?
Right, exactly.
You know what I mean? Why the fuck do you have 3 people working on Christmas Day? There's no way that can be a real thing.
Yeah.
I get being irritated that you got to work. I'd be fucking pissed off too.
Sure.
So management, to a certain extent, has to be a part of that, right? You got to be able to fucking.
And and just for me, and this is only me and my situation, and I was a manager, and all of the we were talking about when we worked New Year's Eve at the brewery. You know what I mean? We were dead, so we you and I sent a bunch of people home, and then
it's a gnarly whiskey. I like that a lot. It's good though. Woo.
And then
fire.
And then you and I got slammed, but we handled it. We had a great time.
Fucking bosses.
We handled it great. We had a great time. We knew we were going to be there. And as a man, I feel like as a manager, you are the one that has to do the things that everybody else doesn't want to do. If you want to be a good manager anyway, to prove that, hey, you know what? It's been a long night. Smitty, you don't want to mop the floor. I don't either, but I got it. You go sweep or do whatever, and I'll clean the bathrooms, or however, you work that out. And it's just, as a manager, doing the things that your staff doesn't want to do, because that creates loyalty, leadership. So why is
it's that plus how to act when it's like a pressure situation and you're busy or things are going wrong and somebody pissed you off, and then it's a fucking chain reaction, and you're pissed off at other people. The blame game starts. That's when you really find out who the fuck are leaders and who are not.
And I feel like it's also a certain degree to do with just personal emotional maturity. You know what I mean? And I mean, gas worker station people, that's a job where they're just hey, we'll take this 13-year-old off the street. You know what I mean? It's just
gas stations, that's the way they see it.
Yeah, which is sad.
It's another person. It's another person.
Right,
they can push
right.
buttons.
Which
they
is
can do this.
right,
You know?
which sucks. Which sucks because then it and I feel like gas station workers.
But what'll happen a lot of time is, go ahead, continue.
Just like people who do everyday things like that are so, I don't know if looked down upon is the right word, or just are used to being dismissed, that eventually after you take that in so much, you give it out. Does that make sense? Just like with waitresses, waiters, bartenders, you know what I mean? Like coming from a bartending experience, I can only take so much of somebody either being a dick or just, brushing me off when I'm trying to ask important questions about an order, or.
Isn't it like my favorite thing is when you go into or when you have somebody in, you're trying to tell them what the fuck you got going on.
Yeah.
Like you're supposed to do.
Right.
Or even getting orders.
Right.
Or telling you, and just the people that will not give you the time of fucking day.
Right.
They just won't look at you. They'll barely answer you. And I'm like, what the fuck is...
Right. And I feel like that happens a lot to gas station attendants and like convenience store workers and, stuff like that, that they're just so they don't even make an effort anymore. They're like, oh, people just want to get in and out, Oh, this is my hot take on it. They're used to being just dismissed, and then they just don't. But I understand as a consumer your frustration with it. You're like, hey.
I don't even think it's as a consumer because I feel like it feels like be like, I ain't shopping here, never again. Fuck you. It sounds like one of those.
Is that how you feel about it?
I don't. Well, I'm not going to that fucking place again.
Right. So yes. So that's how you feel about it.
Well, I guess if you put it like in the redneck fucking shit care and fucking context, and yeah, then no, that's not no. But it's just from an overall like I don't know, it's all about society.
Yeah. Right.
It's about society.
I agree.
And fucking blah blah blah.
Right. And there is some
because it's way worse. It's like I don't think I've ever had that shitty of a fucking experience.
There is some truth to that, and I wholeheartedly believe that. Like people aren't taught how to think; they're taught what to think. And when you're taught what to think, your perception and your ability to pick up on other people and things like that they drop off. They just drop off because you don't have to think about why you think these things. You're just, oh, someone told me this, so I have to think this. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense.
Right. It's just lazy, not exercising your brain really, or using your brain very well.
So much.
Yeah. Right.
So
and
much.
It's a thing. And there's lots of correlations and studies that show, like how impoverished places and, impoverished places, they have more of those types of things happen and more of those type of interactions and things like that. Whereas, people who have money or from like, high end places like Beverly Hills or whatever, they're taught how to think and not, or they're taught how to think and not what to think. Does that make sense?
So where?
Just like poorer communities. My best friend is she works in a high school in a community that's, their poverty level is really low or really high. And the things that she sees is just heart-wrenching.
Sure.
Is heart, and you're like, oh my gosh, like people live with this every day. No wonder people act like that. So.
Yeah, but I mean, that's not like.
And I feel
that's not exclusive to
it's worldwide.
It's not, or it's not heavily or poor people are not more affected by that same sort of dismissiveness
that's not what I'm saying.
Okay.
But just I guess what I'm saying is that in communities that are not are poverty type communities, like there's such things as like, I mean, you even look at the Appalachians, the Appalachia region, it's just like, I don't know, people still freaking thought that or believed that or,
It's like Appalachian people, it's like a myth for some people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. But
especially like people outside the United States, and they're like, I hear about all these fucking barefoot deliverance rednecks. I always didn't think they existed. And then you're like, oh, they do.
Right.
And they got 6 ears.
I went down to not North Carolina, Virginia, West Virginia, and I worked in a community, and we were there for a week. I chaperoned a teen group, and we were working on a house, and it was in that area, in that region, and it was like a third world country within the United States, and that was shocking to me.
Where again?
Down in the Appalachian in West Virginia, we went, and then it was shocking to me. I was like, oh my gosh, like this is a real thing. And the more we got to talk and to know the family, that we were putting a new roof on and a handicap ramp and all of that stuff, I was like, just through conversation, I can see how they stay in that situation, you know what I mean? And not try to go to college or, those, and how to better themselves.
Just as somebody that's grown up fucking pretty goddamn poor in northern Michigan, you know what I mean?
Right.
It's just I relate to that backwoods sort of bullshit.
Right,
it might not be the Appalachian fucking trail.
Yeah.
But
it's a thing. It's a thing. And it's a thing. It's some people call it like a generational curse type of thing. And it's one of those things that, the second you try to think different or try to break away from how your family perceives things, you get ostracized, and in not all cases, but some cases, you get ostracized from your family of origin. And that stuff is very hard and damaging. And, just because you don't think like they think, you got a new perspective. And so you're starting to think independently and not within how the family thinks.
Yeah.
You get ostracized and all of those things. And it's hard. It's hard. It's difficult. Those are difficult
because the
things.
family extends to beyond just the family, too.
Sure.
It extends to the friends. It extends to everybody that you used to associate with when you were doing that, when you were thinking that and all that stuff. And that's why
it's hard for like addicts to stop what they're doing, because once they stop and realize that I watched my dad go through it. He drank for 40 years. The last 7 years of his life, he was sober. He sobered up, and he's like, he used to call me Oink. He's like, Oink, I had to make, I know, I was a fat baby. I'll send you a picture and you can post it on your Facebook.
Don't call me Oink around my friends, Dad.
He did. I didn't care.
I don't.
But he's like, I had to make all new friends. I couldn't hang out with all the people I hung out with before because they all drank. I wanted to stay sober. I can't do that. His parents had already passed at that time, but he had to start life all over again at like 53. At 53, he had to start all over again. How scary is that?
Yeah, no, that is very scary.
He had to start all over. So I'm like, hell yeah. So anybody who has the balls and the courage to do that, get it. I'm so fucking proud of you.
It's fucking scary.
It is. It
You
is
know?
terrifying.
It's terrifying.
It is
It's
absolutely terrifying. But
And it's like for me, I'm only like what? I'm over halfway. So I'm like I have just over 2 years now, really, until I go to Ireland. And do
Right,
things.
right.
But even now,
right.
you know, it's just
Which
like,
I can't wait. I'm so excited for
I'm
you to
fucking
do that.
excited.
I can't wait.
Sometimes I think about it, and just start laughing.
Yeah.
You know?
I get that.
I just get excited. I get all giggly.
I get that.
You know.
So at 50, when I turn 50, I have 2 things I want to do. So I have 1 year to try to save, prepare, whatever. I want to go on my 50th birthday. I want to be in Disney World. I want to be
Disney World
because I want to be sitting in the Millennium Falcon on my 50th birthday. That's why.
All right, that makes sense.
Right,
Get
exactly.
It. Get it.
And then during my 50s, I would love to hike the North Country Trail.
I did a part of that.
I saw a video somewhere about a woman who was 72 who just completed it for the 3rd time.
Really?
And I'm all like, well,
It's easier
what's
than you
my
think.
what's my fucking excuse?
It's easier than you think, and it's so fucking. But it is hard.
Sure.
Don't get me wrong.
I
did 12 miles on that trail
Right.
a couple of years ago, and
Right.
it was so funny because I hadn't hiked in years, and I was infantry, and I'm used to walking. Dude.
Right.
And it's just like, I still got it.
Right.
It was only 12 miles, but it's supposed to be hard, but it ain't that fucking hard because all of a sudden you got fucking 12 miles knocked out. All of a sudden you got this knocked out.
Right.
You get there so much faster than you think you're going to
Right.
get there.
Sure. Yeah. And that's something I want to try to do it. And I don't know. I have to do more research. But I would love to try to do it like the whole thing at one time. I don't want to just do part and then have to stop and then come back in a month and do more and blah, 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 blah.
Did you ever watch Wild with Reese Witherspoon?
No. Oh, yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Okay,
Yeah.
'cause If
Yep.
you like hike, because she hiked, it was based on a true story, and
The
she hiked,
Appalachian Trail, wasn't it?
No, the Pacific Coast.
Oh, that's
Trail.
right. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
She went from Mexico to Oregon.
Yeah.
For Washington.
Yeah.
And I think it took her. This is a true story.
Yeah.
But it took her fucking 6 months, 5 months, something
Yeah.
nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Went
And
through
that's fine. Like, look, I'm in it. I just have to plan properly and, but yeah, no, like that's why not? Once
not?
again,
Why
it's
not?
experience. It's an experience. I want just me,
Do the thing.
my dog, and have like a satellite phone. God forbid if something happens, I can call but other than that, just me and my dog.
I love it. I fucking love it.
Yeah.
Because that's just the whole, it's obviously going to go different than I think about or envision.
Sure.
It's never
Right.
going to go how
Right.
you planned it,
Right.
right?
No, never.
But it's just like in my head, I'm just like, God damn it, I'm going to be fucking just walking around. I told myself, I was telling somebody, I want to make friends with the whole island.
And from
The
what I
whole
understand,
country.
it's easy to do because they are such amazing, loving people. I saw a TikTok of a black guy who went over to Ireland, and he did a TikTok, and he's all like, everybody, I gotta tell you, you need to come here. And he's like weeping. He's like, everybody is so nice. I went to a pub. I got 5 invitations to come over for dinner. People told me that they just want to hang out with me and talk to me. And I just wanted to do the same. And they gave a shit. And they bought my dinner. And I'm just like, yeah.
Honestly, it's fucking crazy, and I started watching the Tri Channel.
Uh-huh.
And it's all Irish people.
Right.
And just
I love
a
it.
bunch of content creators and like DJs, radio personalities, and comedians and things, and they all try things like whiskey, and that's how I heard about Teelings. And then Tim Logan gifted me some Teelings. I actually tweeted one of the dudes on Tri Channel who was a manager for a whiskey shop in Dublin.
Right.
Who's on the Tri Channel, and I was like, "Hey man, how the fuck should I drink this? Old fashioned?" He's like, "Oh, no, he recommended old fashioned with this."
Right. This is good, just neat.
The Teelings, it's very good.
It's very good, neat.
But What were we talking about?
We were talking about like Irish people and how nice they are and welcoming and
but
just like genuine.
At first I just thought that, and I'm sure it is to an extent, when you have a channel with pretty much all content creators and comedians and radio DJs and things like that, they're gonna be louder and they're gonna be probably a little funnier and a little whatever.
Absolutely.
But it's just like everybody that I've seen and that I've talked to, because I had an Irish person on Zoom.
I know.
For
that band had?
Plus their manager, I had her on Zoom.
She was great.
And she was great. But it was just her. Like...
I may fly over while you're there so I can meet her.
It's just like there's this saying in Ireland, and it's called sound. Mm-hmm. And I was just when I interviewed Claire from the Tri Channel, we talked about that. The sound is town. And she was trying to explain it to me, and it's just like those are my people. And what they mean by sound is just like out there and just like sort of good humor and gregarious and things like that.
But it's not, I mean? and I feel though with the Irish people, it's not fake.
It's not fake. That's the fucking thing.
Authenticity.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's, just realizing, I think I'd heard about it before, but the crack, the term is the crack, right?
Yeah.
And it's literally, it's ball busting.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's what it is. It's shit talking.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a way of culture.
Yeah.
The way that and fucking part of it's the way I look at myself probably too, as a storyteller from a certain perspective.
Sure.
It's full of talkers. It's full of that sort of thing. Yep. And I'm just like,
I'm in.
It's in my genetic code, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? It really makes you wonder when I read about.
Was it you who took one of those 23andMe DNA tests?
No, I'm going to. But
okay.
I haven't done it yet.
Someone I know took one, and they are from a particular region in Ireland, and they are, like you said, gregarious and just a yacker.
It's just different.
I just can't remember who
the ability to talk shit.
Yeah, exactly. And he's like, oh, it was a dude, and he's like,
that's the fucking whole reason for kissing the Blarney Stone.
Yeah,
is so you can talk better.
Right.
That's the whole reason behind it.
How many people know that though? How many people just kiss it because people say you have to kiss it?
They think it's supposed to bring you good luck, which it is, but it's made for the gift of gab. If you want to be able to talk, that's what it's for.
You're good. You don't need it anymore.
No, I trust it. I know you fucking get. I'm going to clam up at the
wrong time. You're fine. You're fine. You're totally fine.
No, it's that's the thing that I'm just like, I can't wait. I can't fucking wait to go and just
hang out, and then all of a sudden, violins and banjos and shit just start playing in a corner of a bar, and people are singing, and
it's such a surreal sounding thing.
But
because I'm always thinking of things like that as a tourist.
Right.
I think when people do those things,
it's for show.
Placating the tourists. It's for show,
so.
But I don't think it is.
I don't think so either.
So I know kind of when I bust into a pub or something and fucking they just break into song out of nowhere because oh wait, let me find this fucking comment. This is my favorite comment ever, and I don't know if I'll be able to find it on the fly.
That's fine. Is it on?
Basically, I'll paraphrase.
Okay.
What the fuck was it? Oh my god. Okay, it was a Wolf Tones video. I did a reaction to the Wolf Tones.
Okay.
Come Out Ye Black and Tans.
Yeah.
And the dude that commented said he knew a person or dated a person that either knew or was related to somebody that wrote that song.
Oh,
okay.
Awesome.
Point of the story is that they went out on the town with these women, or they were in a cab with these women, And he's like, dude, and these women just start fucking singing. They just break into song, and all of a sudden, it's the greatest thing that's ever happened. And they're singing top notch, by the way. It's like the best singing
Cab
I've ever heard.
karaoke.
Cab karaoke. It just happens. And it's not pretentious. It's not fucking bullshit.
No.
You know, it just fucking happens, and it just bleeds history.
Yeah.
Like when you walk, and from what I've read and what I've seen and what I've looked at so far, you just walk through the fucking place, and it just fucking bleeds history.
Yeah.
You want to know about
Yeah.
it. You want to learn
I'm
about
so
it.
excited for you to do this. Like, I cannot wait.
I'm fucking excited.
I can't wait for you to do this. So, back to your word for 2024. Better.
You keep fucking bringing this up.
I know. I'm just like, I feel like you could pinpoint more, though. But I feel like content is a good, better.
I mean, I want to
Not losing your shit as quick is a good.
I just want to be better and more focused, and I want to be more. I get so much shit
Right.
wrong with me.
Right. Join the club. That's why I'm in therapy.
From an organizational standpoint.
I can help you.
Really?
I told you that from day one. I
Well,
can help you get organized.
Well, help me get organized off the fucking podcast.
Okay.
But just so you know, that's a real issue.
That's fine.
that
I can
have.
help you.
Organizing things.
I will work with you.
Okay, here's a good example of that.
Okay.
I'm pretty fucking sure one of the main issues with ADHD is you can't just solely focus on one project.
Right.
Moving into this fucking place.
All right.
Just trying to get this studio set up. I would just do this thing here, and I would do this thing, and I would put like a fucking screwdriver down, and I would just walk away. And I would just be like, oh, I'm doing something over here now.
I do that. I do that.
How the fuck are you going to help me organize
I
then?
do that because I've learned how to not do that.
Okay, that's how I want to get better.
Okay.
If we can be fucking frank, that's how I want to get better.
Okay.
I don't want to be a fucking dipshit
No.
anymore. Okay? That's my fucking goal.
Okay.
I don't want to be a dipshit.
I can help you not be not as dipshitty. How's that?
Can you really, though?
I can't fix the
Can you really
dipshit,
fucking
but
help me?
I can help you not be as dipshitty.
Oh, boy.
Not as dipshitty.
Just a little dipshitty.
Right. Like we all appreciate some dipshitty.
I'm kind of checking the time here because I know
What time
we're
is
not. I don't know what time it is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
I got my phone right here.
I guess I could look at my phone. Bam. All right.
What time is it?
We're gonna wrap up here pretty quick because I know you got to go.
Okay. Oh, it's only 7:18.
Yeah.
That's fine. Anyway, so better.
Yeah, better.
Okay.
Just better.
Sweet. All
Like,
right. Next
honestly,
question
really.
I have for you. What?
I want to poop better. I'm sorry. I didn't go there.
Are you off the Metamucil grind now or
No,
what?
I'm back on it.
Oh,
No,
okay.
I'm going to.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Is there any live music you're interested in
Yeah.
2024?
Well, yeah, but I don't know what shows. Like, I don't.
Did you go to any Metallicas?
No. I wanted to.
That breaks my heart for
I
you. I'm
think
so sorry.
rumor at work was that I was going to call in and go to those shows. I thought about it for a minute. I
Right,
really did, 'cause
right.
I had the money,
Yeah.
and in hindsight, I'm glad I didn't because I mean I had enough for the deposit for this place because I had
Right.
lived with my folks and
Sure.
I had saved up,
Sure.
and I probably still could have, but
Yeah.
it'd have been fun to go to those fucking shows.
Right.
But I mean, honestly, they play. It's like my favorite crossover event of all time is fucking James Hetfield at Dan Campbell's office.
Right.
For the Detroit Lions. And he was like, hey, coach, we missed you. And I'm like, oh my God. I can't even tell you. I don't know how this fucking, my two biggest bro crushes of all time have to be James Hetfield and Dan fucking Campbell. One happened when I was in my teenage years at 15 or 14.
Right.
And the other one at 8 years old.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm madly in love with that man.
I was
not
gonna
in a
say.
sexual way.
You just really like him a lot.
Yep, I got a huge bro crush on Dan Campbell.
So then my next question is okay, so who would you like to go see live in 2024?
There are several. I would potentially. I think
Foo Fighters.
the Wolf Tones that I just mentioned.
Okay.
are.
Foo Fighters.
I want to go see Foo Fighters. I don't know if I'll see Foo Fighters, and that's only because I've seen them 3 times already.
But they have a new drummer.
I know, and I really want to see them with that new drummer. But I want to see the Wolf Tones. Are you saying you want to go see Foo Fighters?
I do.
Okay. When is it? Where are they?
I don't know.
Well, then what the fuck?
I'm just saying.
I mean, they're coming close. They gotta be. They're going on tour.
Asking in general. So don't what the fuck me. Okay. So anyway, go ahead.
Of course I want to see Foo Fighters.
So Wolf Tones.
Yeah. And I think they're going to be in Chicago at the House of Blues. But I don't know if I'm going to go to that show. It's in March. I don't know if I'll go to that show. But they're a legendary fucking Irish band. I want to see Biffy Clyro, but they're not touring. There's a new... We listened to The Scratch.
Yes.
Several weeks ago.
Yep.
We were having driveway drinks.
Yes.
The Scratch is a band that I've reacted to before, and I'm going to actually do a album reaction to that band. They have a new album out. I'm going to record that tomorrow.
You need to do a reaction to the Bronx.
Is that the one we talked about?
Yes.
Which one is that?
They're the punk band, and then they have Mariachi Bronx.
It's mariachi punk.
But no, they do regular punk and mariachi punk.
Okay.
They do 2. So
We'll save that for an album review because we are, by the way, if anybody. Which, by the way, there have been quite a bit of Rock and Roll Roundtable downloads lately.
Yay!
Specifically, our fucking.
Was it our last one that we did that I got totally freaking wasted at home?
I don't know. I don't know which one was
That's
it.
what happens when I zoom.
Which fucking
from
one
home.
was it? When I say quite a few, more than normal is not a lot.
That's fine.
Which one was it?
More than normal is okay. We like more than normal.
I don't have my glasses on. Give me 1 second, please.
That's fine. I'm going to guess it was our last one.
Probably the last one.
Because the last one we did reviews, but then we also did a reaction to Ozzy Osbourne's.
Okay, yeah, it was the last one.
And
but I still have not released that Ozzy Osbourne album reaction that we did in review.
Hammed. By the time we got to
You
that.
were on Zoom, though.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was on Zoom. I was hammed. And I'm listening because I couldn't hear it very clearly through my headphones at home. So I queued up the album and started it in sync with when you started it so I could actually hear it.
Yeah, that was the last. That's the one that's been getting periodically just more downloads, and that's we did go.
It was a fun one.
We did Panic at the Disco and Wanton Bishops.
Yep.
But we are totally. I don't know how we're gonna make it work logistically yet.
That's
fine.
We'll figure
day
it out.
we're gonna record and all that stuff.
That's
but we
fine.
are bringing back the Rock and Roll Roundtable.
I'm so
and
excited.
I want to be totally dedicated to that shit.
I'm so excited. It's my favorite.
I love it.
I love sharing and talking music with people. It just brings me so much. I learn so much about people, but then I also can just be like, hey, you should try blah blah blah, this Jordanian blues band or Syrian blues band that I gave you.
Yeah, that's people don't necessarily talk about that,
right?
I'm like, go get your whiskey. Are you gonna have any more?
Yeah.
Oh, no, we gotta leave. You gotta leave soon.
It's fine.
Go get your whiskey. I'm going to make this point, and I'll just make it loud while you're walking.
Okay, that's fine.
People do not necessarily talk about listening to music, especially with other people. No, they don't. From that standpoint, I don't hear people talk about that often. And that's something that I've really learned with doing reaction videos and watching other reaction videos. That's one of the fascinating things to me is just the different way that people listen to music. It's completely different. Like my dad gets frustrated with me that I don't pay attention to lyrics. Right. I get frustrated with my dad that he has to listen to the lyrics.
And I'm with your dad in that camp. I
can't. It's not that I can't, but I just don't.
Right.
Lyrics for me are way on the back burner.
Like sprinkles on top of a cupcake. Right. You need the actual cake to be good.
As long as they're not dumb, as long as they're not blatantly dumb from the get-go, I'm pretty okay with them.
Right.
After that, they kind of just meld in. And then it's really after I get into a song musically, and I hear the lyrics, especially subconsciously, I know what the fuck they're saying.
Right.
And occasionally, I'll get a song that strikes me lyrically right then and there.
Sure.
But by and large, I'm listening to the whole package. My brain gravitates towards bass.
Right.
My brain gravitates towards just
Rhythm,
how the fucking
right,
thing
the flow.
is making me feel. You know what I
Right.
mean? What kind of twist they're throwing in there, whatever.
Sure.
But just realizing that just the way that people listen to music is such an insight into their personalities
yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
Nobody really talks about that much. You sent me a great clip of a podcast. I think it was the fucking Bert Kreischer and Tom Segura podcast. The
Okay.
Two Cave Bears or whatever
Yeah,
the fuck they
yeah.
are. And it was a clip of, or it was the particular podcast was how just music is such a transcendent
Yeah.
brain thing from an evolutionary standpoint. And
Yeah.
how we hear music like it came pre-language.
Yeah.
Probably.
It's
you know?
insane.
Right.
It is insane.
But it's just like nobody listens to music the same way.
No. And that's what I love. Like Rock and Roll Roundtable.
It's like a fingerprint almost.
Right, exactly. And like talking music with you guys. And I love even talking music with music people. That's good. I love talking music with music people because then they turn me on. I have one of my bestest friends ever. Her name's Vicky. She's a singer. She's like, "Oh, well, I hear this." And I'm like, "How do you pick that out? How do you hear that?" Like I can't even, but now that she said it, I listen for it every time. Every time. I listen for listen to how when they come in lyrically, like when it happens and things like that, just like the technical end of it. So talking to somebody who is like technically in music and like how things work with like mixers and faders and how you turn the volume up here and down here. I'm just like, oh,
Isn't that nuts how it works? Where
it's
just like,
insane.
As soon as you know it's there, you hear it.
You
instantly
hear
every
it.
time.
You hear it. And like like I said, I'm in your dad's camp where like lyrics and like somebody's voice just like it rocks me.
It doesn't for me.
It's
so weird.
And it rocks me. And there's one guy I listen to all the time now. His name is Zach Bryan. And lyrically, like it's just a dude.
Sounds like he plays like country rap.
He does not play country rap. He plays like, it's kind of like almost like, I don't know if outlaw country would be the right phrase for it. But it's just, it's fantastic. He's one of the people we're going to go see in Columbus. But he's just so good. And like lyrically, he'll sing, like he has a song called a Tourniquet. And so he sings about like, hey, your flight's late. I'm sorry your flight's late. What happened to you? And he like the whole song is a story. And I'm just like, oh my gosh. Like it hits. It just hits for me.
I always like the lyrics better. And I tried to explain this to my dad. I never want the lyrics to explain what the song is about.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I want there to be many, many different interpretations.
Right.
And I want there to
right.
be several different interpretations
Okay.
at least.
I get that. I get
where
that.
You'd be like, oh, I don't know if they're talking about this or I don't know if they're talking about that. And
So lyrically, you kind of like it like...
I like
I don't
it
know
abstract
if
lyrically.
abstract, right? Okay,
I definitely like it because I'm fucking pretty goddamn abstract. My brain
Right.
is.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was thinking about this.
You are.
No, I was thinking about this today. It's so fucking stupid. Like if you go look at this fucking shit right here.
I know. I love it.
None of it's level.
I know. Oh yeah.
None of it's level.
I know.
Yeah, of course you know. Like you go look at that fucking in my kitchen. I hung up a coffee mug hanger, and it's crooked like this.
But you
it's
know what?
not even a little crooked.
It's yours, and
it's a lot crooked.
It's yours, and
but
you
I'm
did
just
it.
like,
Who cares?
I don't care. But I go, well, I kind of do, but I don't. But I'm just like, I realized
Why
this
do
has
you
been me
care?
my whole life because I was taught when I was a youngster to stay in the lines, and I never could.
No, then don't.
I
Don't
never
stay
could.
in the lines. Fuck
But
them.
That is such a metaphor
Yeah.
for life because
I'm here to tell you, don't stay in the lines.
I realize how crooked I am.
Yeah.
Not
fine.
crooked like, hey, I'm going to take all your fucking money. crooked like fucking, just kind of fucking ski-hawed, you know? Just kind of
Ski-hawed?
That's what my dad's saying, ski-hawed. Just a little ski-hawed.
I feel your dad and I would be best friends.
You probably would. Quite honestly, if he was right here, he would be so tickled that he was just fucking having this conversation right now. Ski-hawed.
Anyway.
Yeah. I don't know if you made that saying up or fucking what.
It's fantastic,
Probably
whatever
some
it is.
Fucking redneck Northern Michigan fucking phrase.
Look it up in Urban Dictionary.
Yeah. What are we drinking right here?
That is from
Middle West Spirits.
Yeah. They're from Ohio. They're really good. They grow their own grain. We were talking earlier. They also source their barrels from Southern Ohio. And so they're all made down there, and it's really good. It's really good.
I like it.
I know. I like that.
I wasn't ready for it when I first drank
I know.
it.
I know.
Honestly, I don't know why I pointed here, but it's not there.
It's fine.
It's in my other corner in
I like
the
that.
living room. But I had my first
Basil Hayden.
Basil Hayden's.
I saw it. Yeah.
Love it.
Yeah.
It might be my fucking favorite.
Really?
whiskey
Have you
of
had the
all
rye
time.
yet?
No. But it's so goddamn smooth.
But you don't like rye. You're not a big rye
I
guy.
like ryes. I don't prefer them as much yet.
Right.
It's one thing I have to get into more.
Right.
You know, I really am appreciating and loving the fact that I'm getting into whiskey.
I love it
and
too.
Like can figure out the things
Yeah.
that you only hear about when you see or hear whiskey nerds
Sure.
talking about shit you don't understand. You're
Right.
like, shut the fuck up with your notes of vanilla.
Right.
Go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
I was talking to a customer last night, and we were talking about anytime I get asked the wine questions, I have to be completely honest and be like, unless I know the answer, which is
Right.
very seldom,
Right.
I'm like, look, I'm not a wine expert.
Right.
I'm learning wine.
Right.
That conversation usually leads to something along the lines of, I know craft beer. I worked in craft beer for years. I kind of know this and I know that about craft beer and whiskey, and I'm but I have never really gotten into wine. So anyway, that's the point. When I'm wine tasting, I don't taste those things. I don't taste the notes. I don't think of those. It doesn't jump at me.
And I feel like our drawback in that is we've come from beer, and beer is so like if you have a Belgian beer, you should taste notes of bubble gum. You should taste notes of this.
Weird.
Right, but like
I understand it.
But there's very specific notes. And what I have learned through bourbon and whiskey, this transition that I've been on, is that with bourbon and whiskey, it's all about there's really no rules for it. It's like, what do you like?
Yeah.
So if you like something that's a little more estery or has like banana and cloves flavor, you want to try, Angels and Envy. But if you like something that is more malt forward, then you want to drink, something from like not Western Reserve, Middle West. Middle West is that's what. Wait, is this one? This one's Western Reserve is who you want to try.
Okay.
They're another one out of Ohio where they're all organic, do their own thing. But this is great because this is a great balance of you get the sweet from the corn because it's a bourbon.
Right.
You get the taste of the char, the wood, the barrel. And then at the back end is when you get like the spicy, hot, burny type of. Does that make sense?
No, it does because it's.
And it's
I don't
really,
want to say it's not overly burny.
No,
I'm appreciating the burn.
Right, and it's more of personal preference. So, like myself, just coming from beer, I really want a bourbon or a rye or a whiskey that is very grain forward, where I can taste the grains. And for me, some of my absolute favorites have been whiskeys that have been distilled from beer. There's a distillery in
whiskeys that have been distilled
from beer.
So do explain.
Oh my god, this is my favorite.
Maybe okay.
Yeah.
So okay.
I
thought you didn't want to get into it.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good.
No.
Get into
I will. So there is a distillery in Toledo, Toledo Spirits, and what they did is they went out around to breweries in the Toledo area, and they bought just fermented beer. And there was one brewery in particular that was one of my favorites that went under. And so they went out and they bought, before they closed down, they went and bought all of their fermented beer. Not the stuff that's carbed and in kegs, but just the stuff that's fermented before it gets cold and carbonated. Yeah. And then they took it back to their distillery. They distilled it down, and then they put it in barrels for like 3 to 5 years. It's fan-fucking-tastic. It is amazing. It is so good. And there's another one. It's called Ranch Road, and they have a line. It's called, I think it's called their Imperial series, and they took an Imperial Russian Stout beer, which is normally already a high ABV beer. And then once it was brewed and fermented, they took it and then distilled it down and then put it in barrels for, I think, 6 years. Holy shit. It's so fucking good. It tastes like you get like that rich Imperial Russian Stout mouthfeel. Really? But then you get the burn, but then you also taste like the barrel and the char, and it hands down one of my favorites. And another one I really like that is New Holland's Beer Barrel Bourbon. It's $30.
Yeah, see, I've seen that, and I was like, I don't know if I want that.
You do. Really? It is a very, very good. It is. I'm not sure if it still is, but it started out as New Holland distilling their dragon's milk.
Yeah, which I did have a 4-pack of that for Christmas.
Yeah, so they take that and they distill it down, and then they'll put it in barrels and let it sit, and then bottle it.
Taste like? It doesn't taste like dragon milk beer, though.
No, it doesn't. It tastes like bourbon, but that one I like because you get a lot of like the oaky wood char flavor, and then you get the malt and the big mouthfeel, and then you get the burn at the back end. Okay, it's really good. And it's a really good mixer, too. It's a real versatile.
We should do we should get on some sort of tradition.
Okay.
Here. I don't know your Mancelona travel schedule or your.
I'm fine.
I'm saying.
You tell me when to be here.
Maybe once a month.
Okay.
Or bi-month or whatever the fucking term is. Every other month or whatever.
Right.
Where we do a different whiskey.
Okay. I'm. All right.
Right?
You ain't gotta twist my arm. Okay. Hey, friend.
Fucking A.
2024 is gonna be our year.
I can't tell you how happy I am that you are here to break in.
I am so excited. It's fantastic. It's so pretty. I love it.
I keep thinking for some stupid reason that this is like an actual window. And like I keep looking. I'm like, oh no, it's
not. Yeah. It's not. I'll get you like a really cool whiskey bourbon sign or something to put up in here. Because I mean, you represent beer, which I appreciate, but we gotta step it up now.
Honestly, I'm looking at my my aesthetic fucking thing here, and I'm just like, it's not good enough. I gotta spread things out.
Spread it out a little bit.
I gotta fucking whatever.
You'll figure it out. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's a work in progress.
But it'll be less echoey the next podcast. I want to say I'm shooting for soon. I would love to do 3 podcasts a week.
Okay.
Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay.
I will stream them live.
Friday's really good for me because Friday's my day off.
So
I can be here early.
That'll work because I got to work Friday, and Friday podcasts have to be earlier in the day.
Yeah.
Wednesday podcasts have to be earlier in the day.
Yeah. No, Fridays I'm totally good.
Perfect.
I can be here. I wake up at 5 a.m. I try not to, but I can't help it. I'm a woman of a certain age now.
You would be best friends with my dad.
I would be. Me and your dad would be like
best friends. Yeah, yeah. You'd be both out there Christmas morning when I walk out.
5 a.m.
Good morning. Fucking God damn it! You're talking so much, huh? Okay.
I wouldn't talk. I would just listen and laugh. I probably would.
He really is a delight.
I would. No I would listen and laugh.
No, seriously. And whatever fucking dumbass weird shit is in me is definitely in that
guy.
Fucking.
Oh shit!
No. Except when he does it, he's weird. When I do it, it's fucking promotable.
Okay.
Hey, thanks.
All right, friend.
You're a fucking rad human.
You're a goddamn delight.
I'm not gonna go on. I was gonna talk about Patreon schedule and fucking all this and
Rock
that.
and
You
Roll
know what the
Roundtable's coming soon,
all
kids.
that shit's fucking happening. You guys know that stuff.
It's 2024.
Get the fuck out of here.
New us. We love you. Bye.
Peace.
So long, sucker. Good night, everybody.
I am so sorry for everything that has happened.
Bye-bye. Yeah, all right. I'll see you guys there. By the bar and get your face, huh? Get me paid, bitch.
Sit, boo-boo, sit. Good dog.
I love y'all very much. Peace out. Good night, ladies. What the hell?